Oh, I love this. What?
This is so good.
He wants a smaller one.
Oh, I can get the small.
And then
that's so cute.
the bigger one.
That's so cute. I can get it. Oh, this is so cute.
All right. Hello, everyone. We are now reacting to RM, who you may know as the leader of
BTS! BTS!
and his track Domodachi, featuring the English rapper Little Simz.
I love Little Simz. Oh my god.
Little Simz is great. I
yeah.
love their music.
In this track, RM uses subtle wordplay in Korean, English, and Japanese. In Japanese, domo can mean thank you, casually. The word tomodachi refers to friends, so domodachi means thanks, friends. While a press release from Newsen says Domodachi is about the joy of dancing with friends, fans are interpreting the music video and lyrics to tell a deeper story about a kid who is suddenly thrust into adult life too early, is overwhelmed, doesn't know who to trust, and tries to escape it. He raps, "All my friends want to get around in O's, all my friends want to take another pose, yeah, I'm knocked out, what a bullshit, get the down, motherfucker, wanna doom shit?"
Oh! Wow. Shit, man.
Language.
The song is composed by RM himself, along with BJ WNJ, Mokyo, Kim Ma-hir, Nancy Boy, Symbyatu, Ajikao, San Yeon, and Junkyard. If you're hearing this right now, that means this video isn't monetizable, nor is it sponsored. Instead, this video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support our team and also gain access to tons of exclusive content. We post almost daily reactions to both old and new K-pop songs, along with a weekly podcast. Here's a sneak peek of one of our latest episodes.
What I do like about this song is the switch-ups in the second verse and the bridge. Like those textural switch-ups, textural and rhythmic switch-ups are really cool to my ears.
Especially since they do play with duple and triple feel in this. First verse, second verse, outro, and post-chorus are all pretty... You can count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 with it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then when we go to the pre-chorus, which is actually my favorite part of the song, this is where it's more 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very duple. In 2024, we even added a new series where we rank every title track and single in an artist's discography. If you want to become a patron or YouTube member to help our channel continue and to access over 1,000 exclusive videos, check out the description of this video for how to join. Thank you so much to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't keep doing this without you. And now, back to the video. Okay, let's go!
3, 2, 1, go! I love this already.
Woo!
Not where I was expecting this to start.
It's actually sax!
Is that bass clarinet or saxophone?
Okay, it's already drawing me in.
I love this so much.
What meter are we in?
I'm not sure.
It's so unsettling.
Is it concert bassoon or like clarinet?
I feel like it's a saxophone because he plays saxophone.
Yeah, no, I like this. This is good.
Whoa.
This is like Tyler the Creator.
Big fan of this. I already love this.
Wait, this is the leader of BTS?
Whoa, what is this instrumentation? What?
Oh, that was surprising. Like the kind of double time.
All my friends when he get around it, all my friends when he taking out the pose. Yeah, I'm out town with a bullshit. Get the fuck down.
Ooh. I feel like the emphasis on different parts of the beat just keeps changing each section.
It's like it's evolving from like nothing in the beginning. That's cool.
Which is such a different vibe from like the openness of the intro.
Now we're definitely in 4. That rhyme with bullshit.
Oh!
Oh wow.
Wow.
When you said rap, I thought it was gonna be like pop rap. This is fully like arts rap. I love this.
And it's like so laid back.
The Jap.
I think so, but I can't tell what he's saying.
Domodachi.
I really like this one.
Okay, so you're feeling a lot slower tempo. It's because that vocal melody is so syncopated.
Well, it's also just like pretty floaty on tempo.
What's happening? Okay.
Oh, that was trippy as hell.
Let's go! Change the timbre both instrumentally and vocally.
Oh my god, the rhyme with the lyrics.
We have yet to have a boring groove.
It's stress.
Some of the rhymes here are so interesting. You rhyme gorilla with killa.
So did the bass clarinet motif get faster?
Oh, I have those skis on my back.
This is rad.
Came here for the little Simz stage for RM.
Oh, I love this. What?
I'm in love with this. This is so
Did we slow down?
Oh, it is a saxophone. Yeah.
Yeah, we heard it earlier, but now it's actually in the video.
What is the drummer doing?
This is fun.
So I'm feeling this.
What is happening?
Whoa. That chanting is so eerie.
Why does it sound so sad?
It's kind of. It's like, oh, we're all friends, but also we're not friends.
Just keeps coming back.
That was beautiful. That was so good.
Wow. That was fire.
I like it. I like it a lot. That gets the number 3.
What? Woo! The third song is ever saved!
Me too. Can you send it to me?
Oh wow, I did not expect to like this as much as I did.
Why is he leaving him?
Well, the one thing, and this is like the most overarching thing and this is like why I love rap music. Because rap music is, and we can say this with certainty, a black art form, like an African American art form. And other black African American art forms are jazz, gospel, spiritual. And rap music that is just pop is great. But rap music that is made by a conscious rapper that's done their homework, that knows the culture, knows the art form, includes other black art forms as well, in my opinion. This is rap from the K-pop sphere that knows the art form of rap on a deeper level than just pop rap. Because there is spiritual music in here. There's jazz. There's really raunchy jazz in here. Like not nice sounding jazz. There's art in this. And that's what I like adored about like watching that. That's like the overarching thing. There's like more specific things that I like enjoyed about it. But that's why I like loved that. The bars were great too. There was so much great wordplay and really interesting rhyme schemes, really interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, this is cool. I think the production on it was really good. The inclusion of all of the different styles of like, everything you just talked about. It blended really well.
Wow.
Wow. It's fun to see you guys speechless.
It's rare.
It's very rare.
That doesn't give good content.
Because you know how like people are always like, oh my god, BTS are like the greatest artists of our generation, and like I feel like this is not something I've ever really heard from anything other than like super niche Japanese jazz kind of things that my composer teacher would show me back in the day. Like my ears are very pleased. It's very groundbreaking.
Yeah.
You
like
armies are onto something.
they know what they're doing. RM knows what he's doing. This is great artistry.
That was super unexpected.
Very.
For me.
Unexpected.
Very unexpected. I really liked how it kind of started from just the sax, and it kind of took me a second to like unexpected start on the beat when the drums started coming in. And I feel like when I started finally feeling comfortable with it, that's when the beat started changing again. Like it kept evolving until it got to the first chorus.
But overall, I think the journey from hearing the bass clarinet or the rather cool woodwind instrument at the beginning.
Sax, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sax. Very well. Hearing the sax at the beginning, and then that journey to like the end of the hook, the first time it showed up, that part was basically like a perfect sort of little odyssey, a little journey.
That's great. It's creative. It's really creative. I kind of liked a lot of like imperfect vocal takes. And like I liked having this whole big like just out of tune, just like kind of old kind of choir. Yeah, it's so weird. It like starts with like the bass clarinet
Or saxophone. There's a debate going on.
It's a bass clarinet.
There's no bass clarinet credited, but there is a saxophonist credited.
Really?
That sax sounded like a bass clarinet the whole
It
time.
does!
I mean,
It does
even when he was playing, like it showed him playing, it still sounds like a bass clarinet. I guess it's like a compliment to him to being able to sound like a different instrument on his own instrument.
But like I think there's a bit later where the saxophone bass clarinet line comes in.
The mysterious wind instrument.
I do think there's like some harmonies later that I would argue sound like bass clarinet to me because it sounds like upper register bass clarinet.
Yes, yeah.
But like
even that, I feel like it's so woody that it must
sounds so
be.
woody. Unless unless they did something. Yeah, who knows?
I like the I don't know, it's just like the bass clarinet, like the drums. The drums change from this little
Is this
two
him?
feel.
I kind of love him. This is awesome.
You're digging the aesthetic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's RM.
What a legend, dude. I mean, it's a fucking sick ass song. I really like this song.
It was great.
And there was lots of like different stuff going on that kept it very interesting. A lot going on, and the like guitar that came in was cool. Very tasteful too.
I really liked that.
Yeah. I don't know, that's like very impactful, that ending is very impactful to me. This is it just everything, because it's so noisy towards the end. It's like everything is like, and it's not even like, because both of them have stopped rapping at that point. So it's like, it's just all the noise, like external of like what they're trying to say. And then it's just like,
Because you said it was basically we have like fake friends, and I feel like it's just like all this noise could be like the fake friends kind of with all, especially the, I don't know, I felt like the beat and then the vocals were like they weren't offset, but they're like, but then like all that cuts out. And it's, I feel like also with the video, it's like, it seems to be him like as a kid and then like a friend that like maybe like that's the real friend or everything. Like maybe that could be what they're trying to get towards.
We're all friends, let's dance here. You know, just the fact that it's like chanted and then repeated 3 times slower and slower.
The slowdown.
The slowdown was so cool. That's actually like kind of what peer pressure feels like.
Ooh, that was deep.
You know? Because like it just keeps like gnawing at you.
The lyrics say like, let's dance together, my friends, but it's like in such a way it's like, we're Domodachi, go there. Let's dance. Like that. I'm so sad. I felt like it was more of like a sarcastic feeling. It's like, oh yeah, we're friends, let's dance, but also like it's kind of a feeling a little bit of a distance between us. It's how I felt.
I also like how the chanting is like slightly out of time. And
is that why it's trippy?
It feels so ominous. It feels almost like what they're saying is like an invitation, but it almost feels like daunting, or like it just feels ominous to me. I really like that.
I'm gonna say same.
It takes on like a sinister feeling.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
He harnesses it so well.
Or it's kind of like you're being pushed along with the flow, even though like that's not the groove that you're feeling, but you like have to kind of like go with it because that's where the music is going.
Exactly, yeah. You want to stay like consistent.
I feel like he's expressing a lot of this anger through the freedom and chaos of the pulse, and how everything is kind of like not in the same time as each other. Like there's all these, I think hemiolas is the right word, maybe.
I would say so, yeah, or just like metric dissonance.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's kind of like conveying a feeling of like the messiness of the feelings that he's having, like all this anger and like confusion, and like friends really mess with your mind. For me, it's more towards like you're distilling the anger and you're finding your calm, and you're like, we're all friends, like let's dance here. I don't know, that could be interpreted in like a ton of different ways. Sarcastic or hopeful or whatever, but it's kind of like all of your anger is converging upon this one point, and you're like reaching a singularity within yourself from all of the messy, chaotic things in our lives.
Yeah, and the music behind the whole drum and like percussion was like out of the place. They're like doing all their stuff. So maybe that might have been intentional from
bring like
RM.
the chaos in.
Exactly. Not very dun dun dun.
No.
Rhythmic aspects too of it are very interesting, and it's all very, none of it's like straight up like stuff. Like it's not like you don't have like the snare on 2 and 4. You have like these very like rhythms that are going across the bar. Yeah, there's a lot of syncopation, and it's just pretty like out there. Even when the vocals are pretty involved and like rap-esque vocals. There's like a very involved bass line, which is like an interesting choice, but it works.
Yeah, everything kind of felt laid back, but I was like tapping along and it's like perfectly in time.
Yeah. It feels like the time shifts though.
Yeah, it's just like I think because it's like a bunch of different factors. I think one, like that vocal line like at the very end, I think it's so low. Yeah, I think because like the low end is so prominent in like that chord, it makes it feel like we're kind of sliding. And I feel like they're also like kind of pronunciating like kind of lazily, not like super.
Yeah,
I feel like when vocalists like sing, they're like super like sharp with their pronunciations and articulations, but this was just kind of like, it sounded authentic, right? Yeah. And then when it was doing it earlier, when when they were rapping, the drum set stuff is like interesting. It's like the groove is there. He's just kind of like he's keeping time, but it's kind of loose.
Well, it's interesting because it holds back on this, like, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
So it just sounds like off.
Yeah.
Which is like, this is crazy.
Yeah, you said at the beginning, or one of you said like, oh, this is kind of
so unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like when the group, because you have no idea when, you can assume, you can kind of be like, okay, maybe I know where like the groove is gonna come in.
And then you're like, wait a second.
Where the drums come in is on a beat you don't expect.
It's because the drum beat comes in on the off beat.
And 2, 1.
And the fact that the higher note of the clarinet lick is and 2, it comes in on 2, right?
Yeah.
So you think since that higher note in the melody is more accented, that feels like the downbeat at
Yeah.
first, right?
Yeah, and there are a lot of figurations that do like
Pick up note.
Yeah, and like especially on monophonic instruments, where it will do that sort of move up, like to get the sense of harmony, it moves up, and so the top note feels like it's the landing of the melody, but no, it is actually it's just a bass line starting on 1.
And so it's like they're taking what we genuinely expect to hear from modern pop music grooves and are just like, let's use your expectation and flip it on you.
I think another thing that like contributes to the whole time thing is how like low the drums are in the mix. And then I think also the bass is kind of like up here compared to the drums, so it's not overshadowing, but it almost makes gives it like the drums like a muffling effect. Like they're like super muffled because of how reverberant and boomy the bass is.
Yeah, that part, it's like the rhythm, right? This is kind of like that, and then it's a nice like F sharp minor. It's like very like hollow feeling, and then with the saxophone, it's like all over the head, like panning around. It kind of it's like here a little bit here, but there. It's like I think that kind of brings like his confused mindset a bit. It's like I think this way, but I also think that way. And it's all that, and then keeps repeating the tonic chord, the tonic triad.
Right.
F sharp minor triad.
And the fact that they just kept developing the clarinet and saxophone line as well, it definitely could have ended the way that it started. Instead, they decided to develop the rhythm into the triplet, triplet.
Okay, because it ends on a half cadence. And then it doesn't like.
It doesn't resolve.
It doesn't resolve.
Is that in sync with any of the lyrics?
Huh?
What are the lyrics saying?
Well, it's the "We are all friends." It's the repetition of the "We're all
At the
friends"
very end.
at the very end. It's the last harmony we hear.
You know what? And people are theorizing that he leaves his friend at the very end to go back into the crowd of people who aren't, his inner crowd to try and like, quote unquote, like maybe BTS is stuck there. People theorize that he's going back to get BTS out with him.
Oh, the BTS theories are still going.
And maybe it's unresolved because we don't know what their next step
We don't know.
journey is gonna be.
This is so
Yeah, because it just like because it just leaves you out here with this like we're all friends.
Yeah.
This song is just so fun, not only rhythmically, but even the melodies are very beautiful and wispy and chanty. And also, I love the textures, the soundscape, the instrumentation.
Yeah.
With the acoustic instrumentation and the different ways that they feature different sounds of the instrumentation in different ways in each section.
Yeah.
It's just my brain's so happy.
I'm such a fan of the timing of things, and then also the discrepancies in intonation really did it for me. I was such a big fan. It contributed so much to the texture and the overall feeling of each section. It was so good.
This is like, it's so impressive that they managed to put all of these together in a way that is both confusing and like intentionally so, but also like actually pleasing to the ear.
Yeah, and it's something that you just feel like, I don't need to figure this out.
Yeah, no.
It's just cool.
I'm just vibing with it. It's great.
Well, I feel like I can go see a band play this exactly on a stage right now. Like I can get a few friends and do it.
I was feeling jazz quartet vibes a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And you mentioned like similar to like Kendrick Lamar. Like I can see that because he does a lot of like jazz influence, and it feels like it's a group kind of. Well,
the instrumentation made me harken. I was thinking some to Pimp a Butterfly.
Pimp a Butterfly.
Stuff
Yeah,
like
I was thinking that too.
And it's smooth. Little Simz is just a perfect feature for this. Her last album has a lot of sounds like this. Very straightforward, organic drum beat, saxophone, bass. Her voice fit real nice on it too.
I think I wish that like I would have more texture changes because everything's like layered over another, and then when it comes to Little Simz, I almost said Little Simz solo, which I guess when she's blowing over it, I wish that there would be a stronger textural change in that area. Because then we are carried over for the rest of the song with the ostinato kind of hook thing. I think it would have been really cool.
The ostinato didn't happen while she was rapping.
Or after that.
Yeah, it's also like higher. It's a new beat, and it's only the like higher register of the drum kit. Like they take out the kick and all that stuff. For me, I thought it was enough of a change.
Nice.
Maybe I would have wanted like some kind of like horn hits, like before the solo. Some like real big wails, maybe.
Because all the horns in this were very subdued and
right. But if there was like a, it would be kind of cool, and it would also kind of contribute to like the contrast between the stresses of modern life and then like the natural scene at the end. They're in a train station, or there's like a lot of visuals of trains. I think it would have been really cool to hear some like honks and squeaks. I really think that would have contributed a little bit more to it. They could have harnessed like a section or like a bigger orchestration. I think that would have been really cool.
Another interesting question then, is this K-pop?
Well, how do we define K-pop, I guess?
That's the question, isn't it? I think this is rap hip-hop.
Yeah.
I think it is.
I can agree with that.
Jazz there, yeah.
I can agree with that.
I was going to say the harmonies are, I'm going to, kind of jumping around here, back to the minimalism thing. The harmonies are really simple too compared to other K-pop, right? It's basically, you got one chord kind of the whole time. You got a minor, I don't know if we're like, right? You got that, like the minor chord, it's pretty much the, I was just thinking about that. I was like, this is like the one harmony we have the whole time.
Yeah, it doesn't really change.
Right, that whole thing. And it's kind of just messing around with that melody.
So it doesn't have like a loop 4 chord progression. Instead, it's just moving around.
We're not going to like the secondary dominant and then like the flat 6 of 3 and then all that stuff.
I think what's driving this music is more the rhythms, like in the rapping and the drums in the background. Like it's just always kind of pushing it forward.
I mean, I have a new appreciation for RM.
But yeah, really great song.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
Oh, chromaticism.
Holy shit.
It has that BTS kind of soundscape with the kind of it's the vocal layering and it's like the organ like sound a little bit that I really like. It's pretty fun.
Why you guys are reading lyrics to a different song?
Yeah.
Well, okay, come on.
Wait, why is one called nuts and one is called groin?